Further remarks, the good member from the 12th District, Representative Burnett.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the good member from the 45th on some of the intent and the ideas that we have here. I think we all, you and I, Mr. Speaker, want to move forward to how we gain compliance in rehabilitation, right? We want to have a good number on recidivism. We don't want to see generation after generation. I've seen 3 generations at one time in custody, Mr. Speaker, at one point in time in my career. And that really saddened me. They couldn't get out of this vicious cycle. So we hear a lot about community. Community is important. But what does it take in this type of situation, Mr. Speaker, for the community to actually work? I think that community involves DOC inside of the custodial arena, the incarceration piece, DOC outside for the supervision piece. It also includes law enforcement because that's how they got there in the first place. It also takes other members, mentors, chaplaincy programs, on and on and on. It takes an outside world, outside of funded government. It takes many, many pieces to this, Mr. Speaker. And I agree with the member that spoke just before me. Is the funding potentially is an issue as far as do we have the staffing? I think not necessarily inside the facilities. I think that's an issue as well. But if we move these many people outside, that they get rewarded and move, or they earn their credits or whatever they refer this to, do we have the staffing outside to complete that community circle to properly supervise them? That is the real piece. Because when I worked on the street as a sheriff's deputy, Mr. Speaker, I partnered with the DOC probation officers in our community to go and work with them and check, build relationships with them. And they were good. They were really good about seeing through and being honest and building that relationship. So the DOC, and unfortunately they would refer to them as an offender, but as they got out, they were trying to help them navigate and circumvent all the things that were pulling them back down into that vicious hole of reoffending. Drugs, alcohol, around the wrong crowd. And so I think the biggest piece here is going to be staffing and making sure that the system inside that's crediting them, rewarding them, works in a way that is beneficial to the safety of our communities. I'm always talking about the quality of life, Mr. Speaker. And we want it for all persons involved. We want it for the person that's going to be on this program, that's getting out to be rehabilitated. But first and foremost, we want it for the community members that haven't offended and are trying to protect their families. So I think we're missing a piece here, Mr. Speaker, and I commit to working with the good member from the 45th in the future. We have many committees together, and we're going to have a great opportunity to do that. But I think we're falling short here, and I think we need to fall back onto what's our number one focus. And if we can't do that to protect our communities and maintain that quality of life, we got to go back and look at this a little deeper. So I'm going to ask for a no. Thank you.